What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Kinda here, bringing it back to you guys on another Defiance video talking about ego-powered weapons. Now, if you don't know what ego-powered weapons are, they are basically weapons that allow you to proc ego abilities, such as overcharge, cloak, and blur effects. Which is pretty much the same effect as if you were to proc it yourself, except it procs on a percentage rate depending on how often you happen to use the gun within a firefight. Now, if you're wondering how to obtain these weapons, or if you're looking into these weapons yourself, you can get them from the Gunslinger Dlc. The Gunslinger Dlc can be purchased through the in-game store or through their website alone. Let me show you guys real quick where you can purchase that through the in-game store. If you head to this little tab here, go to the bottom of that little scroll wheel, then head to the DLC. From DLC, you'll be able to access multiple DLCs and being able to purchase them with a currency I like to call bits, because that is the currency that is for this store. You can obtain more bits by the Get More button, and of course the bits are the currency that you're going to need to purchase anything, but the only way to get that currency is by paying real money for it. So either way, you're kind of out of luck, but overall it's not too bad. So I'll be showing you guys what the weapons are for, what they do, and how exactly you should use them, and whether they're worth it or not. So without further ado, let's jump into the inventory real quick, and I'll show you guys the weapons that I happen to be talking about. We have an EEC sniper rifle, a VBI EEC HP7 Wildcat, which is a pistol, and then I believe, if I scroll down here on my inventory, we have an EEC SMG. Now, if you can see here on the little disclaimer for the EEC SMG, it says, based on the VBI SMG, you have a 20% chance on a full reload to produce a blur-like effect. Cooldown is 10 seconds. Let me go to my sniper rifle real quick, and you can see we have a similar effect, except for this one, it produces a cloak-like effect. So you have a 20% chance on a critical kill to produce a cloak-like effect. And then on the Wildcat, you can see we have a 30% chance on a full reload to give an overcharge-like effect, cooldown of course being 10 seconds. Now you can see that the Wildcat here is actually at 30% as opposed to the other weapons I have to show you, such as the sniper rifle and the SMG, are only 20%. That is because the color variation of the weapon, which means basically the upgrade of the weapon, is lower than the Wildcat. So the sniper rifle is actually a little bit lower than the Wildcat, so it goes from green to blue to purple to orange. So as you continuously upgrade to the next tier, you'll be able to increase the percentage as well as the overall stats, such as damage, fire rate, magazine size, etc., etc. Overall, I've found that to just have the 20% alone isn't too bad. However, having a higher percentage rate on a weapon such as a sniper rifle is a lot better, as well as having a higher percentage rate in general is just a lot better in the long run. And another thing you have to take note of these weapons is that it says only on a full reload. If you're reloading before you exhaust your clip, then you will not get the stealth-like effect or the overcharge or the blur, etc., etc. Now, I've yet to find a decoy one. I don't think there is a decoy one, but let me show you guys real quick where you can obtain these weapons, and then I'll talk to you guys a little bit about what they exactly do and how exactly they work, and I'll show you guys a thing or two about them. Alright, so let's back out of this menu here, and then you can see I am at the Shundu's Consult, whatever. I'm butchering that terribly. Just leave it in the comments. I know. Anyway, over here you will find the merchant for the Von Bach Industries vendor. The Von Bach Industries vendor will have a cash box, I believe it is called. You can scroll all the way down, you can take a look at it. It should be Von Bach Industries, Von Bach Gunslinger's Cache. It says, contains 3 experimental Von Bach weapons. At least one will be an epic or legendary, may contain a gunslinger outfit. Now, when you pick this up, you can see that you'll obtain a few gunslinger weapons with the same ego perks that I happen to just showed you, and different varieties, such as a green to blue to purple to orange, etc., etc. You can also obtain them from the little arenas that you see here, the little floating things, and you'll only be able to see these, of course, if you do have the Gunslinger DLC, but I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, excuse me. They are located all throughout the map. They are the Gunslinger arenas. Each arena happens to be different with a different objective. If you happen to go to that arena, you complete that objective, and then once you complete that objective, you'll be able to get a cache. I'm going to show you guys real quick. I'm not going to enter it, but I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. If I scroll all the way down here for rewards, you'll get some script, XP, 1 key, and a Gunslinger arena cache. That is only if you receive gold. Now, if I go to silver, you only get XP script. I go to bronze, XP and script. But if you go back to gold, you will receive the cachet. So only if you get gold. Now, of course, you can continuously rerun the same arena to be able to farm for these cachets if you really, really want them. But overall, I might add, they are a bitch, and the DLC itself for the overall storyline, in my opinion, really sucked. Of course, this is my opinion. You guys can go purchase it, try it out yourself. And overall, I don't feel as though these guns are 100% worth it. But they are really cool to play around with, and they could go with a lot of builds, just depending on how you set it up and how you set that build, pretty much. Alright, so let me see. I'm going to do a jump cut in the video here, and I'm going to head to a point where we can actually battle some guys, and I'll show you guys the ego procs on the weapons and show you what I'm exactly talking about, and then go more in depth with it. Alright, so I'll be right back. I just headed to a small little point over here where I saw some bad guys on the road. I figured I'd just jump into that real quick and show you guys what exactly I'm talking about. And before I get into anything, let me show you guys the build setup that I did real quick. I'm running a full decoy build. You can see, you can pause the video if you want to take a look. I just made it up really fast just to show you guys that when I proc my ability from the weapon itself, such as the stealth, let me show you guys that too. Oh god, it didn't open to that. I have the stealth and the sniper rifle, and then I have the, where is it? The 30% chance to full reload to get the overcharge like effect. So when I proc those, and then I also have decoy. So technically speaking, I have three ego abilities active at the moment. Okay, so let's jump right into this. Let me show you guys what exactly I'm talking about. So if I open up here with the sniper, if they stop fucking moving, there we go.
Should've run.
There we go. I just procced cloak like that because I just got a headshot, and we'll keep just getting headshots and picking people off. And let me show you guys one more time. Now, what I found about these little ego procking weapons is that they don't actually work off of your ego tree. So let's say you have cloak perks on your ego tree. You can see I just procced cloak again. It will not actually register with this cloak, because as you can see, if I proc back into this little menu here, you can see that I have a 20% chance on a kill to produce a cloak-like effect. So technically speaking, it's not actually considered cloak. And I think the same thing goes for the overcharge. This is overcharge-like effect. Yes, so they do the exact same thing, except it's not overcharge and it's not cloak. So it's pretty stupid, I know, but it doesn't actually synergize at all with your ego tree. So you're better off going like a decoy build with ego weapons, or when your cloak is actually down or your overcharge is down, you can actually use it still, which is good. And of course somebody shows up. The whole game you just have to show up on my freaking parade, buddy. Alright, so I don't think anyone else here is coming, so I'm gonna walk out of here and see if I can fight these hellbugs over here, and I'll show you guys the overcharge like effects on the gun. It's that fabulous zone, chat. Alright, walk over here. Let me see if I can kill some things. I'm not gonna reload because, you know, if I reload, I'm not gonna get the effect. You gotta remember too, it's only 20% chance, so it does take a few reloads. I say about 3 or 4 reloads before it actually procs. Actually, it's 30% chance, so about 3 reloads or so. And there we go, I have the blur-like effect. And you can definitely see it does work. It does amplify my damage by
Bring it on!
a good amount. Let's kill a few of these guys. I'll show you guys again. At least it should proc. Should be able to proc it actually without actually having to shoot anything. So let me just shoot the floor real quick. I swear it procs. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, yep, now it did. And there you go. So that's just procs. So there you go. Saw that in action. And then Now let me just jump into the SMG that I have, and I'll show you guys the SMG. The SMG is pretty cool in my opinion. I definitely like having an SMG that can proc the blur-like effect. It's really, really sweet, actually. So I'm going to proc my decoy real quick. Of course, you're not going to freaking see it. And there's the blur-like effect. And my decoy is still up. I just swapped my decoy right there. So I can have 2 ego perks active, as long as they're 2 different perks. So if you want to have blur and overcharge active at the same time, you can. So it's actually really, really cool. You could do some crazy stuff with these weapons. Especially if you have really high-level weapons. You can do some pretty crazy stuff.
That's the sample we need. Nice work.
It's actually really, really cool. I'm just running around here showing you guys a few things. I'm not really, like, delving into anything. Back to the pistol. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing really to it. They're actually quite interesting because you can do some pretty crazy stuff with these weapons. And I'm actually going to see... I'm going to test something real quick. I want to show you guys something actually pretty cool, too. Now I have the overcharge like effect that I swap weapons. I still have it on the SMG. So that's pretty cool. And if you get a weapon with a high enough chance, you can get, say if you get a weapon that's in like the purple and you get, let's say a 40% chance to proc the ego perk on like an SMG, which would be blur, and then you have a 40% chance to proc the overcharge like effect on the Wildcat. You proc the overcharge like effect and then you swap to the SMG and then you shoot off the SMG and you proc the blur like effect, and then let's say, I don't know, on top of that you use decoy. So right then and there you have 3 ego abilities all active at the same time. How crazy is that? That is freaking insane. The whole concept and the idea of the ego weapons themselves is absolutely amazing, and I really wish they delved into this a little bit more than what this DLC actually has to offer. This is the best part about this DLC. Everything else is absolute shit, of course, in my opinion, but overall it's actually worth looking into just for these weapons alone, I say, especially if you get a good weapon that's like purple and it's an SMG or even a Wildcat. Wildcats are great, guys. That's the pistol if you guys don't know. But if you get like a purple one, and especially with an elements, like this one has a electric on it, which isn't too bad. This is actually a pretty good Wildcat. If you actually get one that's within a good tier, and then you continuously upgrade that, I mean, you're looking at some really cool freaking builds you can do. Which is pretty awesome. Which is definitely pretty awesome. The possibilities are, I wouldn't say endless, but you have a lot more options than what you would say, I don't know, a standard build. So, like, let's say you're using the sword. Let's say I have a sword build. Let's say you're using the sword and you swap to the SMG to proc the blur-like effect, and then you swap back to the sword. You're still getting an increased melee damage. I mean, it's not going to be as high as it would be with your actual blur, but you have 2 blurs, so that means you have never had downtime on blur, which is freaking awesome. Or, like, for instance, overcharge. You'll never have downtime on overcharge, which is really, really freaking cool. So the concept of the weapons is actually really, really cool. But you have to get really lucky to get really, really good ego weapons. I will do my best to try and get better ego weapons so I can show you guys a really powerful build that you could do with this DLC alone, and then show you guys that this DLC actually might be worth it because of that. But overall, let me tell you guys, having 3 ego abilities active at the same time is freaking awesome. Like right now,
They never stood a chance.
right now, I'm running around. This gun gives me blur, this gives me overcharge, and then my decoy, I can proc with my active ability. Freaking awesome. So I can teleport, have super speed, and super strength. Come on. Come on, guys. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But anyway, enough about that. That's pretty much it about the ego-powered weapons, guys. I just wanted to show you off real quick and see what they can do. And it's really up to your opinion of whether or not they're worth it. Like I said, I will be making a build in the future revolving around ego-powered weapons and showing you guys the true overall potential they could do and what they're really capable of in a high tier kind of expedition. Well, I should rephrase that because there are expeditions in this game, but a high tier combat experience. So overall, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name is Ingle. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, and hope to see you guys real soon. Later.